My next guest will be making his highly anticipated professional debut at Anthony Pettis FC 6 later this summer in Richmond, Virginia, and he joins me right now. He is one of my favorite heavyweight prospects. His name is Jerrod Winston. Mr. Winston, I appreciate you showing up and I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it myself. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to first and foremost pick your brain a little bit about just heavyweight contenders. You guys are very, very rare. I don't get to talk to a lot of heavyweights, and I wonder why. Like, why is that? Why is there such a shortage of elite heavyweight prospects in regional MMA, in your opinion?
I just feel like some of us don't know how to stay in shape and control our discipline when it comes to eating right and staying in the gym. We just think we just like fight anybody at any weight and come in any shape and perform. But that's honestly not the case. When it comes to heavyweights, you have to be in shape, perform, and have a great gas tank. And some of us don't have that, but unfortunately for my opponents, I do.
In your opinion, is 265 too light for heavyweights? I always look at it, and in wrestling, oftentimes you'll see 285 or 280. Like that's the more agreed upon weight. And I was just kind of wondering, in your opinion, is that too light for MMA?
Honestly, I don't think so because myself, I've honestly fought at super heavyweight fights twice, and I feel like I felt I was good at that weight, but my opponent was just a little bit just like 40 more pounds heavier than me.
Completely understand. Nine amateur fights. You have a very unique skill set for a big man. I look at you and I can't help but think a little bit about Greg Velasco, the CFFC heavyweight champion, a person who's very adept on the ground. Velasco, of course, will be competing on Dana White's Contender Series a little bit. It's just rare. It's rare that you see big guys go for those Kimuras. It's rare that you see big guys leverage that jujitsu portion of their game so much. And I was hoping you could pick up the baton from there. For people who've never seen you fight before, like what are the skill sets that you bring to the table? What can people expect when they watch Jerrod Winston fight?
Just expect some creativity because you never know what you'll get. You might see me jump off a wall. You might see me do a flying karate kick from the original Karate Kid. You might see me throw a Kimura from the bottom. You might see me get out of a crucifix and finish on top. You never know what you might get, but just expect the unexpected when it comes to me.
There's a lot of things that I like about you. One of the things that I like though is like when I've seen you make mistakes, you course correct. If you overcommitted on a strike, like you're able to like recognize and in real time like respond. So I've seen you getting takedown before, but you're able to like reverse position. You're able to get up. And can you talk to me a little bit like how has your fight IQ evolved from like being like a young green amateur fighter to now here we are making your professional debut? I would just like to ask you a little bit about how your fight intelligence, how are you seeing these fights unfold in front of your eyes now that you have, nine bouts of amateur experience under your belt?
I want to say, to be honest, I feel like my specialty when I has grown is my calmness. Like when I'm under pressure, I'm staying calm because when I love pressure and being calm is like the best attribute you can have when it comes to fighting. Because even when you're under pressure, when you're hurt, you're staying calm. When you're winning, you're staying calm. Because if you overcommit something when you're winning, you can always catch them and get caught slipping. So yeah, being calm through anything has definitely helped me a lot.
Before I ask you about your most recent fight at NEF 51, there was one thing about you that really stood out to me. You go from earlier in your career having to overcome a three-bout losing streak to last year you were named the Anthony Pettis FC Amateur Fighter of the Year. Talk about like a really low moment to a very, very high moment, able to cap off your career with such an accolade, like with Anthony Pettis' name behind it, like you're talking about one of the most iconic fighters who's ever done it. What did that moment mean like for you, considering what you've had to go through in just your in-ring life? I know your out-ring life is completely different, but the highs and lows of the MMA game, you haven't even you're just getting ready to make that pro walk for the first time, but you've experienced both ends of that spectrum already.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just a lot. Like I ain't gonna lie, it did suck. I had lost by decision, by knockout, and decision in my home gym. Yeah, my home gym, I lost. And then, and I was like, dang. But lucky for my teammates, my family, all my supporters and fans, they all kept me pushing and kept me in high spirits, even my coaches. Because I ain't gonna lie, I did want to give up because, like, losing three in a row sucks. Like, who wants to keep going, continuing after losing three in a row? But thankful for my teammates, Jacob Kendick, Jordan Downey, Demo, Kelsey, Ray, Mike, my coach, Michelangelo, Christopher Lee, Anthony Lapsley, all of them. I truly appreciate each and every one of them.
And getting that accolade, like going out on such a high note, like what did it mean for you and for your gym to like get that award from APFC?
Honestly, I was shocked. I was at work and I got tagged in something. I was like, what did I get tagged in? And I was like, oh wow, #1 fighter of the year. And then fun facts, a few months later, I get asked by Anthony Pettis. Actually, no, I'm gonna tell you about that later on. But yeah, it felt amazing because I was like, wow, in shock because I was like, oh wow, we went twice there and become the #1 fighter there. That's pretty amazing.
I recognize some of the names on your resume. I am fully aware of like Calvin Watkins. I know how talented that man is and how highly trained he is. And I've noticed some of the other amateur fighters that you went up against. So like you've been very methodical about like trying to fight the best in your area. And most recently, you went all the way across country to fight in Maine at NEF 51. And I looked at this guy, and on paper, that record may not be there, but you're talking about like a guy who's fighting in his hometown. That's always dangerous, and that will save a part of that question for later. That's always dangerous when you're fighting a guy in his hometown and a guy that's hungry that wants to get back into the win column. I was hoping you could walk me through some of the key things that you recall from NEF 51 because that was a really exciting fight.
First of all, I was sick that fight. I had the flu, and I fought that fight. I was like, you know what? I'm not leaving here for a win. We actually traveled 15 hours by my coach's big white van to go to. I was like, yeah, we are not losing this fight. So yeah, that was a lot. And also, let's see. Oh no, from the beginning, he did bomb rush because I missed a kick, and after that, I caught him with right cross. He dropped, got back up, and I thought about doing a suplex. That did not happen. And then yeah, we just went the whole distance. He caught me, I caught him. I tried going for the Kimura, but my hands were very. He was very slippery actually, and yeah, so I didn't get that finish like I wanted to, but I definitely got the win like I wanted to though.
There are a lot of things that I saw. I think your power, you were able to demonstrate that really well. I was also really impressed with your cardio. You didn't look tired to me. Like you looked like you're able to sustain that pace pretty easily. And that's always one of the things I like to see because big men, you guys go out there and everyone's hard. Everyone's really dangerous in that first round. But what do they look like in the second round? What do they look like in the third round? You looked fresh the entire time. Did you sense that your opponent, however, did you sense that he was getting a little bit fatigued? And did you think
almost definitely? You see how I see most definitely. I'm a big person. If you trying to go hard against me, I'm gonna go harder. If you try like going on top, like sit on top of me. Well, if I sit on top of you, that's a lot of man on top of you. All of my teammates here felt a lot of pressure from me. So yeah, I definitely could tell he was a little gas. But actually, he's fighting next weekend, so all praise to him. I hope he wins. All my coaches and teammates call me crazy, but I actually like to run 8 miles, or I like to get on a bike and hit 12 miles on the bike. So yeah, and then plus we have a crazy strength conditioning coach, Dr. Dom Schultz. Shout out to him, and he's also my chiropractor. Need to see him ASAP. He gets us on the bike on the rope. I forget what the bike is called. It's
like
yes, I hate that bike. When we have a heart rate monitors on. He said, as soon as I get on there, my heart rate went from 116 up to 150 instantly when I found out how to ride the bike. Yes, I hate the bike, but it does work wonders because we can ride for 10 seconds intervals, or we can do it for a whole minute to 15 seconds. It all depends how it's feeling, but yeah, it definitely helps and definitely works.
Well, I tell you what, I am certainly not fighting you. And you know what? I'm certainly not racing you either because you're probably deceptively fast. In a 40-yard dash, me against you, I think you'd probably smoke me. I bet you're a lot faster than what you let on. We'll keep it a secret, though. We will. I won't say anything else, but I know you're fast in real life. I know you are.
How much you keep thinking that then?
Let's talk a little bit about this upcoming fight before I let you go. Anthony Pettis 6, that's happening in Richmond, Virginia. I know you're an Indiana guy, so you are going to be coming to this guy's hometown. Your opponent is Bobby Sopko. I've seen Bobby fight before. He's a large man. He's big. He's powerful. And from what I gather, it seems like this is going to be his final fight of his career. So he wants to go out on a high note. What are some of the things that you see about Bobby, and why is this an exciting fight for you?
It's an exciting fight because one, we're actually dedicating this fight to my brother and mental health illness. He's actually donating 10% of his perks to an organization in Fort Wayne called Courageous Healing that I'm actually sponsoring with to help with against mental illness. So that was a blessing to me. I'm glad he's actually doing that. It's a special fight to me because one, it's my first pro debut fight, and my first amateur fight was actually in Nebraska. There we go. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, all my wins have been outside of my hometown. So yeah, it's traveling out of the states or traveling for a fight is it has came easy to me now. So I'm just comfortable and like ready to throw a good show on for my team and my family and my hometown. Put on for my town.
Absolutely. When you look at Bobby and you see a person like that, and I look at him and I'm just like, okay, well, the results might not be there on the record books, but I mean, like I said, I've seen him fight before. I've been to an MMA event. I've seen him fight before. And when you're talking about particularly heavyweight guys, it's like anything's possible. And all it takes is one small mistake, one small miscalculation, and he can get his hand raised. So for you, just knowing the danger that he possesses, what he brings potentially to the cage, like what is key to getting the victory in your mind?
Honestly, that's rearrange the question. What is dangerous? What is dangerous to me? Like, what am I dangerous? Yes, I am dangerous. And the key for me to winning either two things: the Kimura, either the ground or the bot, or standing up, or my leg kicks, or we might get a blessing that I get a knockout for the first time.
Absolutely. And
so yeah, my leg kicks are the more if I grow, the more if I use my leg kicks, I've been realized they're very, very dangerous. I've actually my teammates have felt them. My training partners have actually, when I kicked them a few times, they actually done a whole 360. So yeah, I'm a very dangerous person standing up or on the ground.
And knowing that the Showtime group and Anthony Pettis, like they're asking you to go across country to Virginia to fight in Richmond against a local guy, like talk about an opportunity for you to like not only like go in on the road and like compete on a big stage, but to do it like on a UFC Fight Pass card, like that's got to be pretty special for you. And like when they asked you to be a part of this, like what was your reaction?
I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, it's finally happened. After 10 years of us training, we are definitely getting ready to fight and have a great time. Anthony Pettis actually himself asked me to become on his management team. So of course I said yes. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. So yeah, I'm ecstatic. I'm excited to put on a great show. And yeah, and it's a beautiful blessing.
Well, I am certainly looking forward to watching it. I wanted to give you the final word, though. If there are any sponsors or if there's any folks out there that you'd like to thank, let's knock that out.
So we got Bill's Roofing and Sidings. We got Squiz Energy. We got Funky Soaps. We got Re-Up. All my brothers and sisters at Lee Brothers MMA. We got Bang Muay Thai. We got Showtime Management. We got Dynamic Tuning and Specialists. We got Lace Barbershop. Shout out to George Garcia. Again, my chiropractor, Dr. Dom Schultz at Charge Chiropractic. And Richie Mon out in Tennessee. He's doing my highlight video. INT Films. There you go. I think I said it correct this time.
Well, Jerrod, I wish you the best of luck at APFC 6. I appreciate your time this afternoon, and best of skill here in a couple weeks, my friend.
Thank you. I hope to meet you out there.